G'day, my name is Amelia Hitchcock and this is my project demonstration video. First we'll start with part A. When we run it, it asks if we want to exit. We do that by pressing X. Then if I run it again, it asks which. If you don't do it between 1 and 8, it asks you to do it again. So we'll start with number 1. It brings up a figure and it shows you what the BPM is in black, and it also shows you an animation of a beating heart that beats every time it hits an R wave. It also shows you an animation of the red line tracing the graph, and when it gets to the end of the graph, it asks if you want to continue or if you want to exit, and that will happen right about now. Okay, so if we want to continue, press enter, and if we want to exit, we press X. I'm going to continue. Now that it's finished, it's asked me again, and I'm going to press X this time. Okay, now I'm going to show you for the next couple of all the rest of the data samples, and I'm going to speed it up. And that's the last data sample right there. Next I'll take you through the code. So first of all, it clears everything. Then I give it some initial variables so they work inside the loop. It asks if you want to exit initially. Then it makes sure that you've done it between 1 and 8. It loads the sample you said. It sets up the figure. This is my filter. I just made a filter so it looked nicer. It then finds the BPM by finding the average distance between the peaks and then divides that by 10, and that finds you the BPM. Then I set up more variables. I then set up the text displayed in the MatLab figure, and I set up the text displayed in the MatLab window. This is the code for the heart beating and for the red line tracing the graph. Now we'll go on to part B. I'll just clear everything. Okay, so let's start with number 1. So what it does is it shows the graph of the sample that's being used, and it shows you, just here in the legend, it shows you the R wave, the Q wave, the P wave, the S wave, and the T wave. In the command window, it tells you what the PR interval is, what the QT interval is, and what the QRS interval is. And if it's not in the desired range, then it tells you a warning, like it has for this PR interval. I'll now show you for the rest of them. And this is the last sample right here. Okay, now I'll take you through the code. So first of all, it clears everything. Then it asks which sample you want. It loads that sample. I use the same filter as the last project. Sets up the figure. It then finds the R waves and gives a symbol to them. I just put this here so it can help me find the intervals and the durations in the command window later on. I then create a for loop and I start for the other symbols. This is for the Q wave symbol, this is for the P wave symbol, this is for the S wave symbol, the T wave symbol, and then here at the end, this is just to help me with the command window. This is just me setting up the figure. This is just me finding how many times there's an R wave so it can help me with the command window. This is how I found the average, interval and durations. This is for the PR interval, the QT interval and the QRS duration. And that is my code. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.